Good day, thinkers, thought leaders, progressors, and dreamers. I am Craig the Writer Stewart, and this is So Much to Say. These are my thoughts in my voice on black shit, white shit, gay shit, and everything in between. Today we are talking to Caleb, a single gay father. And so I wanted to get in his brain, get in his head, and really kind of have a conversation with him about the journey to becoming a single father. Did they conceive the child naturally, or did they have help? I also wanted to know, how are you going to tell your son that you're gay at some point? How are you going to broach that subject? So those are some of the things that I wanted to know. So that's what you're going to hear when you listen to this podcast. Go ahead and hit the share button. Go ahead and hit the share button. And if you haven't already subscribed, please do so. We're available for free. And if you're in the DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia area, this coming Saturday, the 22nd of September, I'm going to be signing books at the Busboy and Poets in Hyattsville. Those details are listed on my website, www.craigthewriterstewart.com. Once you get to the website, click on the tab at the top that says where he'll be, the date, the time, the location, the address, all of that is listed there. I hope to see you there. Enjoy. This is very personal work for me.
Politics.
I believe I was called to tell my story, use my voice, be a voice for the community. To speak to and for a community of people that's been ignored, denied, overlooked.
Religion.
This is my life's work.
Religion.
I want to use words to uplift, heal, inspire, encourage.
Do something different.
Every Monday at 10.
We're going to talk about a couple of things.
We're going to talk about a couple of things. We're going to talk about you being a father of a 2-year-old.
Yes, well, he'll be too. Ooh, I bet you my voice sounds all sexy and sultry.
Oh,
he's recording my voice, y'all.
Oh, God. You're killing me.
Ladies and gentlemen, check me out. This is your boy, Caleb. Come wait. Come
Are you done?
Okay, go ahead.
But I wanted to talk to you about being a single father. A 2-year-old. Mm-hmm. You said the mother is in the life of the
she
child.
is.
But you guys made the decision to have a kid because
we wanted a child. Well, I wanted a child, and she was a good friend of mine.
Okay.
And
did you grow up together?
No, we didn't.
Okay.
It's an interesting situation, that right there.
So tell me about that, because I've thought about having a kid, and I've wondered, like, what female in my life would I do that with?
Well, a lot of people may know, may not know, but I was in a relationship, and in that relationship, my previous relationship, the mother of the kid, y'all should see if y'all could see the way my thought process is going, because I'm trying to be very, very.
I see it.
The way that I want to word things.
And see, because I'm the Barbara Walters of this thing.
Yes, and I'm sitting like.
I said there were certain territories that I would not go into.
So
but you just brought it up. But I'm not going to go there.
Well, no.
Go ahead, skirt around it.
Skirt around it. Well, I became very good friends with someone. We'll leave it at that. And I wasn't a father to her other children, but I was a father to her other children because of a previous relationship, and I'll say that much.
Okay.
And fostering the relationship that she and I had.
Is this her texting?
No, that's actually my best friend, Keena.
I thought she was saying 10 years plus.
Yeah, that's our friendship,
right.
10 years plus.
Okay.
But she was, we fostered a relationship, and in that relationship, she realized how much of a good father that I am, not only to her children, but she knew that I would be a good father to any child that we brought into the world together. Okay. So as a friend, she decided to have a child for me, and straight like that. So no, I'm gay.
So you're actually gay.
I'm a gay boy.
When did you know that you were gay?
Back when I was like 4 or 5. My grandmother had a conversation with me. I will never forget this.
She knew you were part of the community.
We were sitting at Chili's in Jackson, Mississippi.
And what were you doing there? Your family is from there?
My dad is from Jackson, Mississippi, and I went to school in Jackson, Mississippi. I went to Jackson State University. Okay. And my grandmother was like, "Baby, you should have been told us we was gay, because we knew you was gay at 5."
Really?
Yeah.
So did you ever go through that phase where you kind of struggled with your sexuality, where there was like, come on now,
let me tell you something. It's storming in Atlanta, okay?
So did you go through that phase where you kind of like struggled with your sexuality?
I definitely struggled with my sexuality when I was in my latter part of high school and in college. I had my first encounter with a guy April of 2007. He's actually my best friend now. Like, we're really tight.
That's usually the way.
That's how it goes. Yeah.
Usually, I don't know about with the lesbians. But with the guys, typically it starts off. You kind of play around. You touch and agree.
You got the same thing I got.
Yeah. You touch and agree.
Let me. What to do?
Right. And then you realize, oh no, we just gonna be cool. We just gonna be friends. You know what I'm saying? Because I think we kind of do it in the reverse. And I talk about that in my first book, in fact, because I think that we explore the feelings before we deal with the psychology behind the feelings.
So fast forward. To 2009, that was my first sexual encounter with a guy.
2009?
Yes.
Like 9 years ago?
Is that 9 years ago? Yeah.
Shit, I'm a vet. By 2009, shit, I was seasoned.
Well, baby, I'm on the 25. I'm just playing. I'm 30 years old. So, I mean, my first sexual encounter,
So you were 21?
I was 21 years old.
My first sexual encounter, I was 22, but see, I'm 42
and
now.
And that's actually my ex-boyfriend. He was my first boyfriend.
Really?
Yeah, he was my first
Okay, so how long were you
boyfriend.
together?
2 years. He was... My whole 20s, I was in a relationship, and this is actually my first time. This is my first time being single in my 20s. This is my first time living on my own in my 20s.
Really?
Yeah, but I'm really not because I have a son.
Right.
But so it's like I'm 30, but I'm really like 21.
Right.
Because I've never experienced what it's like to be on my own.
You know, it's interesting that you say that because I had an epiphany like some years ago that I too had from the time that I started dating guys, which I was 22, like I said, from 22 till probably like 32 or something like that. I had never had longer than a year
of being single.
Because every year from the time that I started dating guys, I was in a relationship, and I realized that I had developed a pattern of the kind of guys that I was dating and attracting. So I needed to take a respite.
Okay.
And it's good to be able to do that.
And you know, I think this
now I've been single 7 years. So it wasn't supposed to be that long.
I think now is the time for me to like really get to know myself, what I like, what I don't like, date. And
to
when I
choose
say
better.
And I always say this, when you date, I mean, not even to choose better, because I'm not even going to say that, but just to know me better. I think when you're dating someone, it's not meaning that you're fucking everybody. Can we
say that again for the people in the back?
Curse?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, yeah.
We can.
So
say that again for the people in the back.
You don't have to have sex with everyone that you're dating, because I'm actually really not as sexual as people
may
assume.
perceive.
Like I'm the biggest flirt in the world. I will flirt with just about anybody.
Pause. Why do you think people have this perception that you fucking a lot of people though?
Well, just because I sell sex.
You gotta squint your eyes when you really try to get to the truth. So why do you think people think that?
I don't know. We'll leave it at that.
Oh, okay. And then you blink rapidly like this.
But okay. I'm like really a punk though. Like, and I say that I'm really a punk because I'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. We're gonna do this, and I'd be like, I really don't want to do that. I really don't want to go that far. And yeah, let's just we can give each other head, I guess. No, I don't want to do that either. Then let's just watch a movie.
Well, listen. So you said that it was something you just said a moment ago. I wanted to pick up from there.
Oh, dating.
Yeah.
Dating. So dating isn't fucking everybody.
Yeah.
Dating is getting to know that person and realizing if that's somebody that you really want to fuck with.
And I think it's important, especially for women. Especially for women, because I have a lot of women that follow me. I think a lot of women confuse dating with getting into relationships. And you got a lot of gay men that do that too. I mean, like, I think it's important to kind of date, put yourself out there and kind of date 2-3 people.
Yeah, and that's okay. And then
you narrow it down.
This is so funny because I'm so transparent with people, especially people that I talk to. I tell them all of my baggage, and I'd be like, "This is
you
what
do
comes
that at the first date at the Starbucks
because it's a lot of baggage that comes with me.
You do that at the first date at the Starbucks.
I do that at the Starbucks. I'd be like, "This is what's going on with me. Can you handle this first and foremost?"
I probably would leave.
That's fine.
At the Starbucks, you say that.
While we're talking because we're getting to know one another.
Yeah, but see, I don't want to know all of that at the Starbucks.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say it's at the Starbucks. Maybe it's at Dunkin' Donuts after the Starbucks.
Do you watch this show called Love Is?
No, I don't.
See, you gotta watch this show called Love Is.
I'm not trying to be in love right now, so I'm not watching.
No. But the point that I wanted to try.
The
point that I wanted to make though.
That.
The point that I wanted to make though is, she talks about there are these two characters, and they talk about how because this particular guy left his baggage on their first date, he didn't discuss like all of that stuff on the first date. She was able to see his light.
Yeah,
but see, on that first date, had he come in and told her that he had a busted ass car that didn't drive, that he was a divorcee, that he had a son that was across the country that he was kind of behind on
But
the
see,
child support.
I don't do it like that though. Like,
Okay, so
when I
beloved.
tell people my baggage, it's kind of like, let's get to know each other. Like, what's your favorite color? Black. My favorite color is gray. And blase,
That's so
blase.
cute when you're 30.
Yeah,
That's so cute when you're 30.
But I don't do that. Well, first and foremost, I don't do that. But you have on a black shirt, I have on a gray shirt. That was the first thing that came to mind.
Okay.
But as we're getting to know each other, I'm like, yeah, I have a son that's almost 2.
Oh, well, that's great. I don't
And-
think that's baggage.
Well, it's not baggage.
Yeah.
But to some, it is, because people don't know. First and foremost, I probably would never date another person who has children. This is my honest opinion.
Interesting.
Second off,
Let me write down my questions.
I mean, and I have a reason for that.
I
too.
want to know it. Go ahead.
Second off is that some people can't handle the fact that you have a child and that your child is your priority, because my kid is my priority. So when someone that you're dating or someone that is interested in you wants to hang out on a Tuesday night, no, I can't. I just picked up my child from daycare and I have to spend time with him. I got to make sure that I'm at least reading a book to him, or I'm helping him with his puzzles, or he's even just physically seeing me in the room.
Spending time.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like we only got the weekends, and then the weekend comes, I don't have a sitter.
And we live in that world now where
Yeah.
if a bitch don't text
see
you
you.
within 5 minutes, they nervous and they tan you. I guess you not interested.
Right.
Bitch, it's only been
But
5 minutes.
And a lot of guys, though, they understand that I have a child. And the conversations that I've had with men over the past 7 months, and I'm not really eager to everybody meeting my kid.
That's important.
I'm not really eager to bringing him around to everybody. So it's kind of like, I don't know. I try to keep him at a distance, but he's always with me, because he's with me like damn near 100% of the time. If he's not with me, he's with his mom.
Right.
Or my parents.
Right.
Or his godparents.
But just to kind of continue the point that we were making a moment ago, I think it's important to kind of date often. Doesn't mean you fucking everybody, but it's important to date often, because when I was 27, I literally was dating 6 guys at once. I was only fucking one of them.
I could be dating 6 guys and won't be fucking any of them.
Well, I was fucking one of them. And then as I got closer to knowing which one I really like, I started to cut them down. But see, we live in an age now where you go out with somebody 2 or 3 times, they automatically think that you're together. And it's like, well, no, we just went to the Starbucks, and then we went to the movies, and then we went to the Piccadilly.
And Piccadilly.
That was it.
What you know about Piccadilly?
The Piccadilly.
The carrot souffle.
Yes, the carrot souffle was the business at the Piccadilly. But I was dating 7 people, and I just think that sometimes people get so offended, because the dating period is the screening process. It's the opportunity for me to get to know if I like you and whether or not you like me.
We're scouting.
You're
Scouting. I heard that earlier today.
Yes, we're scouting. But a lot of people don't understand that, and they just think that as soon as you meet somebody and you're going out with them 2 or 3 times, that automatically you shouldn't go out with anybody else. But that's an exclusive relationship.
But see,
and
that's exclusivity.
And if I just met you today, I can't offer
But
you
I've
that.
even had conversations with people who I was seeing every week. Like somebody I was talking to every week, and we had got down in a conversation, and I was like, I understand that you and I are not exclusive.
Right.
And you should understand that you and I are not exclusive.
Right.
So if you feel like you want to go talk to somebody,
Right.
you have every right to do that.
We're courting.
But I would... Courting. I'm so old school too. My parents are from... My daddy from Jackson, my mama from Memphis. Courting, come on. So, and my grandmother still says that, baby,
Really?
you can go court people now. You can go court
And you got to court me.
You can court you a lawyer.
You gotta earn me.
Court you an accountant now.
You got to earn me, and I don't mind
Right.
earning you. But go ahead.
But damn, I forgot what I was saying. See, look what you done did.
Can somebody help us remember what we were saying? Go ahead. Did you need some more ice?
I'm about to in a second. 'Cause
But you were saying
conversation
that
is
you were
getting
dating this
good.
guy every week.
Yeah, we were dating one another every week, and we had conversation. And in that conversation, he was like, "It's hard for me to come to the realism that you could go talk to somebody else,
Right.
and I really can't say anything or can't get mad at
Right,
you
because
And I
we're
was
not
like,
there
Because
yet.
we're not there." And I was like, "You're right." Even though I'm not really talking to a lot of other people, I do converse with other people.
Yes.
But
we have to graduate to a relationship.
But I mean, when it's all said and done, damn near every Saturday I'm at your house
Right.
with you, and you have met my child.
But still, I feel like we need to graduate to that next level.
point, yeah.
I can't decide that I'm going to be with you after only seeing you when you're in a good mood. I need to see how you act and how you respond when you're under fire. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of things, yeah, a lot
There's
of
a
things.
lot
But
of
you know,
things.
you mold, and sometimes after things happen, you take a step back and you pause it for a second, or just go in slow motion and like, let's rekindle our friendship and make
Yeah.
sure that our friendship is strong, make sure that foundation is built, and then we can move on from there.
For me, at this point in my life, I have to get to a point or a place in my life where I can trust you, and there are degrees of trust. I don't just mean trust that you aren't going to fuck somebody else. What I mean is I need to be able to trust that you can make good choices and decisions in your own life, because if you can, then you'll make good decisions and choices for us as a couple.
That's true. I agree wholeheartedly.
Why wouldn't you date someone with children?
I would not date someone with children because I look at my son's older sibling as my kids. They're still my children in my eyes. And when you separate from somebody who does have children, you still are attached to those kids, which makes you still partly attached to that person in some shape, form, or fashion. However, since my son shares a mother with his siblings, then I can go directly with, just dealing with his mom,
Right.
and to get to the kids.
Got
in
it.
the case
Without
that they
having to go-
without having to backpedal in a sense. So moving forward, learning from what I have experienced in the past, I wouldn't date somebody with kids.
But do you think that you're allowing that to scar you?
No, I just looked at it. This
Because
is
what
we,
if- because
we
what
call
if-
this at work lessons learned.
But what if the person?
So that was a lesson that I learned.
But what
I
if
just
the,
don't wanna-
there are lessons that you've learned from it, but that doesn't mean that the lesson was don't you ever do that again.
Yeah, that's true.
So
but
how do you
I don't-
separate those two?
I love
Because what if the next
Right.
person you love what? I'm sorry.
I love my son's siblings.
But what if the
all
next person
four of
comes
them.
along and he's dynamic?
He has
Dynamic.
kids. I probably wouldn't even let it get that far.
But see, that's just you
There's
might
so many. Look, let me
but
tell you something.
You might
I'm
meet him and don't even know he has
the
kids.
kind of guy that I am. I'm just letting you know how I am.
Right.
I'm one of them kind of people that when I say I'm done with something, I'm really done with it. And when I say I'm going to do something or say that I'm not going to do it, I'm not going to do it, or I'm either going to do it.
These are my bangs blowing.
Yeah, I'm just one of those kind of niggas.
But I just and listen.
So somebody said he's a Gemini. See,
But what if
done.
But I think
Done,
you
done.
can sometimes be closing yourself off to
something that's potentially great,
Yeah,
but I wouldn't
because you can't allow your past to scar.
But that's not.
the
It's not.
future.
I don't look at it as a scar. I look at it as a lesson. Well, we'll say a scar. When you get a scar,
Yeah, it's a
And-
reminder.
when you get a scar and you see that scar as a reminder, you know what not to do again.
No, it's
To-
no,
to get that
no,
scar.
not necessarily. It could teach you, and it could be a reminder of how to do it better the next time. How to navigate around certain
You know,
things.
and that's looking at the glass halfway full. It really is. You know, not to do it to be better in a sense, but saying that, knowing that somebody has children. And being involved with the drama that comes along with having other parties involved with those kids, because it's not just you, because clearly you're dating somebody that's a gay dad. I just don't want to.
Okay. You have a son that's almost 2, or he's already 2?
He'll be 2 October 12th.
Okay, so he's a Libra.
He's a
I
Libra.
have a lot of Libras around
Actually, all 5 of the kids are Libras with the exception of 1. So like the oldest she's September 25th. The second to the oldest is September 24th. The third oldest is October 7th. And then the fourth oldest, he's July 14th.
Okay.
So he's not a Libra. And
That's
then-
like, what is that, Cancer or something?
yeah, and then Caleb is October 7th. So 4 out of 5 of her kids are Libras, which is really
Wait, do they all have the same mother?
all 5 of them have the same mother.
Oh, that's so lovely.
So that's what I was. That's what
like.
I was saying.
I've wanted to do that.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Like all 5 of the kids have the same mother.
Like
so,
I've wanted to have a kid, and so say for instance, my partner and I don't have a partner, but let's just say I had a partner, and we both wanted to have kids. I wanted us to use the same surrogate.
yeah,
the
because
same,
that makes
you know.
them them
That makes them actually, yeah.
So that's what I was saying earlier. Like I always can just go straight to
To her, to get to the kids.
because when it's all said and done, she and I share a kid, and just like
I've never dated a guy with Well, let me see. I think the first guy that I dated had kids, but he lived in another state. So, like, I never met him or anything like that. I don't think I've ever dated anybody.
It's different when you're dating someone with kids, because no matter how you look at it, that person's going to always put their children first, and they should.
Yeah.
And they really should.
Yeah.
And if a nigga put me first, unless we're married, I'm not married, but if a nigga put me first before his kids, I would question him.
Well, I even question that with women who date men who have kids with other women and they're not taking care of those kids. Like, why would you think that he wouldn't do that same shit to
for you? Like, if that's so good that you said that, because like if you're dating a man and the man has children, you need to pay attention at the relationship that man has with the mother of his kids and how he treats his children. Because if it is not upstanding, there is no reason for you to have a child with that person.
Absolutely. Something's wrong
because
with that.
all you're doing is putting yourself in that same position.
Yeah, absolutely. Should the relationship come to an end. So take me through the process of you guys having Caleb. Because you didn't actually... Did you actually...
So...
Did you
actually
have sex?
We've had sex. We had sex.
So you were attracted to women sexually?
I still am attracted to women sexually.
So do you think do you identify as gay or bisexual?
I'm a gay boy. When you put chocolate in milk, it becomes chocolate milk. I am a gay boy. I am and always will be a gay boy. But I still love pussy. And if a female came to me and said, "Hey, Caleb, you want to get with the one too?" and I'm gonna be like, damn Skippy. Even a trans man, because I think that they're sexy as fuck too. It's a couple of trans men that I know.
So would you date a trans man?
Would I date a trans man? Because I love dick? Probably not.
Oh.
I love the ligament, so to speak. Not necessarily
getting
fucked, but I would date a trans man. I
I almost made a sharp left turn right there when you said that about loving dick. And I was gonna take a real nasty left turn, but we're gonna table that. But I'm gonna put a little note right here about that because I might come.
See, somebody said I dated a trans man. Ain't nothing wrong with a trans man.
No, there's not.
And I have seen some trans men that are like, it's something that I follow that I be like, God damn.
Well, we know someone, a gay guy, and we know a gay guy in common
that has been over to
right.
And
who has sex with trans men. And for those that are watching or listening, a trans man was born a woman but lives his life as a man. So he still has a vagina. And he likes fucking.
To all of you people who think that I'm semi-attractive, the trans man that I'm talking about runs circles around me. And when I tell you, I have to show you down. Oh my God. If we walked the category together like sexy or face or some shit, he would sit me every time. This nigga is fine as fuck. I mean, got the goatee, got the chest hair, he's like big.
Really?
Goatee.
So you and this woman had sex, but when she conceived.
Well, we did it from April to January, because Caleb was conceived in January. She had a miscarriage in July of 2000, whatever year that was, 15. And 8 days was her ovulation cycle, and we would either have sex in the morning or we would do this thing called the stork, and I can explain the stork to you. Okay. OTC stork. And it would insert into her, and we would either do one or the other, but we would have sex both days because with an orgasm, it kind of helps the sperm swim and the muscles contract, and as the muscles contract, it helps it swim up to the egg, which helps her have the baby.
Right.
So yeah, and it was the.
So you did a combination of
we did a combination of
actual
sex and the stork, and it was the most uncomfortable shit that I've ever done. I used to dread going to have sex with her, and she's the prettiest girl. Like, the mother of my kid is beautiful, drop down, gorgeous. The reason why I dreaded it is because I looked at her as my best friend.
Right.
And so when you establish that relationship with somebody, well, with me, I can't speak on everybody, but when I put you in a friend zone, it's hard for me to become sexual with you. It's hard for me to really engage sexually with her, and there would be times where I'd be like, I'm gonna go in the bathroom and like jack off,
and
when I feel like I'm getting
when you feel like
I feel like I'm about to climax,
I'm gonna run over there and put it in.
I'm gonna run over there and you look the other way and I'm gonna look the other way. Don't make a noise. I won't make a noise, and we'll go there. And then you from the edge of the bed, you lean up and let it swim to you. Yeah.
So the stork, what do you come inside?
Okay,
of
so
the
look,
stork?
let me show you the stork. Picture an arm, right?
Okay.
And then there's a cup at the top of the arm. So I would be in the bathroom on Tumblr doing my 1-2.
On Tumblr.
On Tumblr.
Did y'all
I
catch that?
am a Tumblr guy. Like, I don't like my Vista. I would do this. I'm like 2 or 3 times a day.
You jack off 2 or 3 times a day?
Look. So it would be in.
It's probably red now. Go ahead.
It's actually, no. I call it pinky, but my dick is darker than you. Probably, but I'm telling you, I'm a black guy. So look, I would nut into the cup, right?
Yeah.
And then when I nut into the cup, it would close. I would press a button and it would close tight. You would insert the stork, the whole arm, into a woman's vagina. Once you insert it into it, it goes to a part where it'll stop, which is the cervix. Then you press a button and it opens up, and as it opens up, it cups the cervix like a diaphragm.
Yeah.
It would cup the cervix, and you pull the stork out, and a string would hang out like a tampon, and she would sit back for like 30 minutes and let it swim, do whatever it needs to do, and then she keep it in there for 3 hours as directed and pull it out.
So, how much is a stork?
$80.
Now, see, my ghetto ass would have went to the Dollar Tree, Dollar General, and got me a little baster.
Well, I mean, it became to a part where they were starting to sponsor too. Because
that's right.
I had a large
Following.
and we tell them, and they send us like 3 or 4 of them.
Okay.
So it wasn't as expensive as you think it is.
Right.
And I had even started being a little scandalous and would take the shit back and be like, it didn't work.
You are black, okay?
Yeah.
Because I've done some real ghetto black stuff like that too. So she ended up becoming pregnant. Your family was excited and all of that.
Hell yeah! I remember we had we had like a luncheon brunch at Copeland's. I love Copeland's, the one on Cumberland, because it's like New Orleans style cuisine. And that's when I announced that we were pregnant and what we were having. When we didn't know what we were having, we just brought balloons,
right?
And it was a pink and blue balloon, and we was like, we're pregnant. Then we had a gender reveal. The girls wanted a girl, the guys wanted a guy,
and you ended up having
a boy.
So
and it's funny though, because there were only 2 people who knew what we were having. Those were my best friends. So you know how you saw the 10 years plus? That's a group of my best friends.
Okay, and they're watching on here.
Of course.
So friends, don't forget the podcast is called So Much to Say. It's free. It's available in Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Spotify, Google Play. We're actually recording this for that. So don't forget to subscribe. It's free. As a gay person, have you thought about or considered how you're going to tell him, or the time comes to tell him that you're gay? Have you thought about that?
Yeah. I'm not. That's the least of my worries. Told the other kids at 4, 5, and 6 that we were gay. Well, was it 5, 6, and 7?
Okay.
And it was simple as some boys like boys, some girls like girls. Some kids have 2 moms, some kids have 2 dads.
So did you ever feel awkward, like kissing in front of the kids?
I don't ever do that.
Why?
I will never.
That's something to explore. Why?
First and foremost, I don't think that parents should.
Let me turn this down. Keep
You're
going.
fine. Well, because I don't think that parents should display
Straight or gay?
Straight or gay. I don't think that you should
Really
display a certain amount of affection in front of kids.
So do you think that will harden the kids? Like if they didn't see any affection in a straight or gay relationship?
I think love can be shown in so many different ways. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to kiss upon someone. And kids are so impressionable that you don't want to. I don't want to show any type of affection in front of my son towards another man, because I don't want him to grow up thinking that that's his only option.
So then, do you think that sexuality is instinctive, or do you think it's a choice?
I think sexuality is instinctive, but I do think people are impressionable. And when people see things, they tend to imitate it. And a lot of people do that.
I can receive that because...
and kids... in particular, want to be like their parents. So,
and you think it might confuse a kid?
And I don't want to confuse my son. Now, if my son wanted to be gay, of course, I'm going to support him.
Wanted to be gay?
If he chose to be gay, or
to be gay,
or whatever it is, if he is,
if
gay,
he realized that he's part
gay,
of the community,
then I'm going to support him 1,000,000 times plus. And if my son comes out and he's heterosexual, I'm going to support him 1,000,000 times plus. And that goes for any child that I've impacted in my life, including Caleb's older siblings.
So going back to the point that we were saying a moment ago, you said you have no issue opening up and telling your son that you're gay. What about kids in school? Do you worry about him being teased in school?
I do.
You do?
And I'm actually gonna put him in self-defense classes, Taekwondo and boxing. I had already had my mindset on that.
So he can whip some ass just in case.
Be like, oh, your daddy gay, and be like, okay, yeah. What else you got to say? But I'm pretty sure, my guy good looking boy, man. My son gonna be that nigga, you know what I'm saying? Gonna be that nigga. Ain't nobody, and I'm gonna be such a cool dad, they're gonna be like, shit, go to Caleb's house. I mean, shit, cause his daddy cool as shit.
So let me ask you this. So you say you don't think that you should show affection whether you're a straight parent or gay parent?
Yeah, I mean, my parents were very affectionate. They would kiss and slap each other on the ass and shit. And I mean, that's just them. I don't think that I'm...
But sleeping in the same bed, so if you had a partner, wouldn't you sleep in the same bed?
And I have slept in the same bed.
And your kids gonna come in the room and be like...
They have seen that, but we weren't affectionate.
Well, what do you think? What they think?
First and foremost,
do you think they think you're having a picnic in the bed?
In my old house, I had a Continental King. The bed was fucking huge. All 6 of us could been on that bed.
Right.
Been on that bed.
But when they came into the room, do you think that they thought y'all were just having...
We had already explained to them at that point. But it wasn't like they thought we were having sex. They couldn't even fathom it. And it's so funny because the older kids they'd be like, ugh, 2 boys like each other, but us, it was normal for them because that was all that they have seen. I had been in these kids' lives from 2, 3, and 4.
Right.
So, it was just like, that was the norm.
I just think that there are instances where a lot of parents, especially when you talk about black folks, because we tend to think that if we don't have a conversation with our kids, that it doesn't exist. Or we think that if we have a conversation with our kids about, let's say, sex, then that in some way we're pushing them to have sex. In the same instance here, I think that thinking that if you don't have any affection in front of the kid, that they're somehow not gonna realize or know that.
Well, I'm pretty sure they know because we've had conversations, as parents with our children about what sex is, about transitioning into a woman.
You've had that conversation?
Well, their mother has had that conversation with them. I can't have that conversation with girls about a tampon and what to expect as a woman. That's a conversation that a mom has with a daughter. With men, we have those conversations with our son about what to put your penis in and what not to put your penis in and to protect yourself. But shit.
And see, I agree with that, but I would also say this. I think that women are in the very unique position of raising their little boys to be the men that they want them to be, that they've never been able to find.
But that goes both ways because men are also supposed to raise their little girls and let them know what standards that need to be set
and
for
to teach them that they should be adored by a man.
Trust and believe. The oldest boy, you need to open the doors up for your sisters.
Absolutely.
You need to protect your sisters. You are your sister's keeper. I'm telling you, that's one thing that I would definitely say that I agreed with in unison as parenting all of the kids. We've always said you stick up for each other because I'm gay as fuck. Like I am the gayest boy, and me and my brothers are dick booty tight and the gayest shit you could say it because nobody can call me a faggot in front of either one of my brothers. Right. But he would get up the phone. My older brother will call me. He'll probably call me before this night is over and be like, "What up, fag?" And it would just be like, that's just how we talk with one another. Right. But can't nobody else do that shit with us. Right. But that's the kind of same relationship that I want my son to have with his siblings. And they do have that relationship.
But to your point, I think the same is true in terms of like my female friends. I've had to school and educate a few of my female friends and say, listen, when you with me, don't be reaching to open no door. Like when we go into a movie theater or whatever. I don't care what man you with. You need to step. I used to tell her. I used to show her. I'd be like, when you get to that door, you step to the side and let that motherfucker open the door for you. I don't care if you're dating him or whatever.
That's for all girls. That's for all women. Any person that's living that life as a woman. And
you gotta set the standard.
I say that's some of my TS girls too because I have a lot of friends that are TS and
transsexual for those of you that are listening.
My best friend is a transsexual and she to this day will stop in front of a door and be like, Caleb, what the fuck?
That's the way you're supposed to do. So if he doesn't know to open the door, then you get to the door and you step to the side.
Even my best friend, who is a lesbian, both of them wives. I open the door for them.
Even the
they
stud,
call me
even the stud.
My best friend Keena, who is probably about to comment in a second. She's a stud, but she's just the sweetest stud in the world.
Really?
Hell yeah! I open the door for her. She be like, that's how she do. Open the door, Caleb. It's the sweetest shit.
All right, we're about to take a real nasty left turn.
Look what she said he does. That's her wife.
Hey, girl, hey. So, look, we about to take a real nasty left turn. So, you had said earlier, doctor, about something about dick, or something about loving dick, but you said not literally.
I'm versatile.
Oh.
Yeah. I've said that before.
Did you want to explain to the people?
Caleb Diskina.
You want to explain? You want to explain to the people what versatile
Monday
means?
I might want dick. Tuesday I'm gonna want ass, and Wednesday I'm just gonna want head.
Oh.
That's versatile.
So when was the first time you
Bottomed or topped? The first time
Got tapped.
that I got tapped was sometime in 2010. My first sexual encounter was in 2009, and throughout most of that relationship, actually it was November of 2010. I remember now. I remember the exact time we was having sex. We were laying down in the bed, and I wanted to have sex with my boyfriend at that time, and he was like, "How would you feel if you got pounded twice a day?" And I was like, "I don't know. You ain't never tried." And he was like, "What that mean?" I was like, "Shit, we done been together long enough. Fuck me." And
You said fuck me?
yeah. And
You know what? You're very evolved.
what does that mean?
Like you're a different generation.
Well, I mean, I'm comfortable with my sexuality.
That's what I'm saying.
And niggas be afraid to say
And that's
what
a
they
beautiful
like and what
thing.
they don't like.
And I say that to my heterosexual women that follow, and I say that to black heterosexual men. Listen, black straight men are expected to be linear. They're not expected to
I'm abstract as shit.
Right, they're not expected to play around or
And my
sample with
versatility-
color,
my
like their
versa-
hair, their clothing. Like they're expected to just be black and white.
Right, and my versatility changes with every guy that I encounter.
What does that mean?
I mean, I'll be more dominant with some, more submissive with some. I'll be more fluid with one.
Have you ever been a complete bottom in a relationship?
No.
Okay.
I've never been. I've been in only 2 relationships with guys, and most of them I have been dominant. But then again, I've been submissive in the same sense. So, I mean, but that doesn't take away manhood from either one of the guys.
No, it
I've been
doesn't.
with, because I have been at their beckoning call, bitch, bent over like it was nobody's business. But then in the same sense, in the same session, bitch did the same thing.
Right.
So, I mean, it's
you,
like-
so what I hear you saying is you enjoy gay sex.
I enjoy being a gay man.
Right.
Period.
And that's a
it's just
beautiful
not
thing to
even
hear.
sex. I am a gay boy. Point blank, period. And I love pussy. I just,
So
you
wait,
know,
wait.
my cousin told
Do
me.
you crave pussy?
I crave pussy. My cousin told
When
me.
the last
she
time
was
you
like,
had some pussy? We're gonna come to the cousin in a
The
second.
last time that I had pussy was the last time that I tried
when
to have
conceived
Caleb.
with Caleb.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not easy for me to get pussy because I'm very vocal about being gay. What? Then again, I don't try either.
Well, trust me, there are a lot of women that will give some pussy to
I don't
a
try.
gay man. I know women that are married to gay men. Well, go ahead. Your cousin said what to you?
She was like, "You just sexually fluid," and I was like, "Yeah." Because if I'm attracted to you, I'll probably have sex with you. If I'm in a space where I want to be sexually. See, this is what I said earlier, how I talk a lot of shit, but I don't really walk it. I
We
talk
had
a
this
lot of
conversation
shit.
last week.
Well, no, I said this earlier in this same
today, yeah.
podcast. I talk a lot of shit and won't do nothing. Because I'd be like, I really don't want to have sex.
After you done got somebody all
Riled
standing
up
to
and
attention.
shit.
Right.
And then 3 months later, I'd be like,
Greased
maybe
up.
we can have sex. I just don't want that. I don't want to be that guy that everybody says they've had sex with.
No, I respect that. You're trying to keep your body count down.
Yeah, and then, no matter what, it's gonna always be 4. Round up, round down, baby. It's gonna be 4. The number is 4.
That's what old girl said on the show, on the
Yeah.
show last week. I want to kind of shift a little bit again. We're going to take a nasty right turn. So in terms of heterosexual men, because we were talking about sexuality and, you know, enjoying sex and that kind of thing. Do you think that a straight man that enjoys anal play, what is it called? It's called something.
Bestiality. I'm just playing.
Is it called plugging or
I
something?
have no idea.
Anyway, do you think it's if a heterosexual man enjoys anal play from a woman, do you think that that's suspicious, or do you think
No,
that
because it's from
we
a
made
woman.
a greasy right turn?
I think it's from a woman. If it was from a man, then it's gay. But it's
Pegging,
from a
that's
woman.
it. Come on.
Who said pegging?
Good day thinkers, thought leaders, progressives, and dreamers. See, I open up all of my shows with good day thinkers, thought leaders, progressives, and dreamers because, you know, I got smart people watching me. And clearly you got smart people watching you.
Because I had never heard of that.
Yeah, it's called pegging.
I don't know any of the sexual terminology. None of it.
But see, I don't think it means that he's gay either, or that he wants that from a man either. Now, I've had women that are suspicious. When a man enjoys anal play, it doesn't mean that he's gay. A heterosexual man, if he wants it from a woman, because just because he wants it from a woman doesn't mean he wants it from a man. And what we have to remember is a man's gay or straight, G spot is in the asshole.
Right.
Did you know that?
No, I did actually. Like when you go up to a certain degree. Yeah. Not like that though, because I've been hit by a G spot by having sex, being gay. I mean, I told you, gay black man. So I enjoy,
So you've come before getting fucked?
Yes.
Have you come before getting fucked without jacking off?
Yes.
Oh, so they hit that spot
before. Somebody has before in the past. Being comfortable as a gay black man.
Oh, I may need a little more water. Oh, okay. So the first time that you had sex though with a man, when you were penetrated, did you enjoy it or no?
No, I didn't enjoy it.
How long from the first time did it take for you to do it again?
I wanted to keep my relationship with that person, so I
so you still did it, yeah.
Made myself enjoy it, and then eventually I enjoyed it.
Somebody said that's the best feeling.
What? I can't read that far.
How far up is the man's G spot?
I to be honest,
it's something in that pancreas.
I don't. How far?
Prostate.
Craig, how far is it?
Prostate.
Trying to reconnect.
It's something near the prostate.
Oh, so you know how that feels?
Well, I just know. Oh, so let me ask you: do you think that there's a double standard when it comes to sexuality or bisexuality? Like, oftentimes women. Women can eat another woman's cat or be in a relationship.
This, but I don't believe in bisexuality.
Explain.
Because I think once chocolate goes into milk, it's chocolate milk. That's just how I feel. I feel like when you've experimented, you're gay. Now, I mean, I think there are levels to being gay. Because I don't consider myself bisexual, and I love women. I think women are the most beautifulest creatures on this planet.
But when you're on Tumblr,
I look at straight and gay porn.
Oh, you're looking at straight and gay porn.
Yes. You'd be surprised at the things that come down on my feed. It's a lot of straight porn that comes down on my feed.
Oh. Mm-hmm. So, do you think that there's a double standard?
What do you mean?
Like, if I know you say you don't believe in bisexuality, but for example, like if a man had an experience, say for instance, a straight man has one experience where he got his dick sucked, or
I think that's gay.
So you don't think? I mean, you don't think it could be an isolated thing?
No, because his dick still got hard.
Well, I mean, somebody sucking on your dick is gonna get hard too.
Not necessarily.
But what I'm saying is, so like if a woman, because a lot of women have, if you think I don't know, a lot of women have experiences when they're in college.
That's true. Just like I had my first experience when I was in college.
Look,
as a man.
Or at these church camps. These church retreats.
Wait, what does that say? I was rooting for you, Caleb. We were all rooting for you. How dare you?
At these church retreats. But listen, do you guys think that
what is that? What does that mean? Let's talk about heteronormative privilege.
Yes, that's a good. What's your question about heteronormative privilege? But let me finish my point. But do you? Because like oftentimes women can sample the cat, another woman's cat, and then she go on and date men, and people won't say, "Oh, she's a lesbian." Or whatever. But if a man sucks a dick and everybody know that he sucked the dick one time, or even if you know whatever, he had an experience, all of a sudden he doesn't have the privilege of being called bisexual. He's automatically gay.
I mean, but I kind of agree with it.
You do? But I think a part of human sexuality is to sample and experiment. Like even if
let's just cut. This is me contradicting myself. Then fuck it, just cut the labels. People are people. We're gonna have sex with whomever it is that we choose to have sex with.
True.
And I mean, we as a people came up with labels in a sense, and then that's what made that's what took away manhood from the black man in a sense, because people be like, well, you know, he's fucked around or he's did this, he's less than a man, which is kind of fucked up. What do you think?
I think that sexuality happens on a continuum. And I think that there are people that are all the way gay, and then I think there are people that are all the way straight. But I think there are people that fall in the middle. And then I think there are people that fall close to the end of the spectrum, or this way or that way. So, like, for example, like you have men that are not straight, but
the root word of that is
what?
They're gay.
See, I don't know. I do think that, because even like when you have the conversation about, so what do you think about trans people? Because then when you have the conversation about trans people, there are a lot of people that don't understand that. And I didn't understand trans.
I don't know what you mean then, but like, you have to
because
be more
for example,
specific.
like there are people that say, oh, they're just freaks. Now how you can be born in the wrong body?
Well, I mean, a saying that I've always gone by is that if you don't understand it, it wasn't meant for you to do, and if you did understand it, you'd be doing it too.
But see, I used to be confused by it. I used to be like, well, what is that?
Because I don't understand why some men transition into women and some women transition into men, but it's not meant for me to understand as long as they're happy as an individual.
Correct.
So,
but
I mean,
when I've tried to process it
because
to understand it, though, I've realized that just like a person can be born a hermaphrodite or intersex is what it's called now, with both organs on the outside, a dick and a pussy, on the outside, if that can
sounds
happen.
like fun to me. That does. That doesn't sound like a good time to y'all.
If a person can be born with both sexual organs on the outside, I believe that it's possible for them to have it crossed on the inside. If for lack of a better word, I'm saying crossed. You know what I'm saying? To be wired, to feel like you're wired.
Well, I mean, and that's what makes people different. So yeah, I do agree with what you're saying.
You know what I'm
does
saying?
Make it like reversed in a sense.
So I think the same is true with bisexuality. I think some people go right down the middle.
I like how you homed that back into.
Yeah, I'm a weaver.
Yeah.
You know, I've written 3 books. If you were an Elin Harris fan, you'll love my books. Trust me.
Craig the writer Stewart.
Yes, we talking about sucking dick, talking about fucking. The first book. Oh,
See,
you tipsy.
God don't like ugly.
Did you need some water?
No.
Did you need some
water.
City Punch?
I don't need no city punch, baby.
You don't need no City
I'm
Punch.
good.
All right. The first one is Words Never Spoken, a memoir. The second is One Thing for Certain, Two Things for Sure, a memoir. Continued, I talk about being involved with a married man in that book.
And I still got to read your first book. I haven't had a chance to read
I know.
that. But you did just tell me about it 2 weeks ago.
Right. But they're in Audible too for those of you that don't want to read. They're in Audible as well. Just type in Craig Stewart.
I want to read.
Okay. Thank you so very much for tuning into this podcast. If you have not subscribed already, please do so now. It is absolutely free. We're available in Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn, YouTube, wherever you can listen to a podcast. Not only should you subscribe, but you should also share this podcast with your social media. Or just go ahead and text message the link to your friends, your family, somebody that you believe could benefit from this podcast. Thank you so very much for listening. We'll be back next Monday at 10 a.m. with a brand new show. Be safe. Keep loving yourself.